day 2, which is Wednesday, right?
Yes.
Finds us standing waiting for a cab. Here's our Ibis Hotel. Ibis is owned by Accor, the same people who own Motel 6, but this is a little bit nicer than Motel 6. And here you can see some construction going on this magnificent brick building right here. Oh, Jesus, I'm an idiot. Here's a nice brick building under construction. We're waiting for our taxi cab to come. They didn't even have to pick up the phone. They just pressed a little mechanism and it alerts the taxi that we want to ride. So here's where we picked up the Magical Mystery Tour yesterday at Albert Dock, and we're gonna go pick up our rental car, go to McDonald's and eat, go to the Beatles Museum, take some pictures at the statues, and then we're gonna get in the rental car and drive to Wales. And that'll be interesting. So, see ya! We picked up our car at the Hertz. It's a right-hand drive, and you drive on the left. We'll talk more about that later. Here we are at the Beatles Story exhibition, which is why we're in Liverpool in the first place. That and the tour yesterday. This is on the Albert Dock. We can see our hotel from here. We're going to go in and have a look. Here's the Liverpool wheel. And we'll go inside. Here is George Harrison's first guitar when he started to play skiffle, which is popular at the time that these guys all met each other. Even though the music's playing, here's a recreation of the Cavern Club stage, which was torn down in 1973, and the Beatles drum set and the instruments. So we're sitting in a replica of the Cavern Club with, God, the music just never stops when I want to talk. So anyway, here's what the Cavern Club was like back in the heyday. A little slower here. I'm sore today. And we'll see what's next. In the museum, here's a recreation of a Pan Am inside of a Pan Am aircraft. Look at the leg room between the rows. Boy, don't we wish we had that today? We're done with the museum. It was kind of hot in there, but we sat and had a water. This is, what's this across the way, George? Birkenhead. And we're looking at the Mersey, excuse me. Like Max Mersey. Famous sports writer.
Show him no mercy.
Show him no mercy.
I sat watching it till the ferry come in and then start loading.
And then you can see some more of the Albert Dock, the brick warehouses.
So is that a regularly scheduled ferry that just runs, every hour, half hour, back and forth?
That's what I'm going on.
No.
I've been since I was a kid. That's what I'm having to ride on the ferry.
We're on the A41 motorway, still in England. We're driving to Wales. As you can see, we are on the incorrect side of the road for America, but on the correct side of the road for England and English possessions. This is, we're going about 35. I think it's a 30 or a 40 right in here, but we're not driving too fast. I'm not getting any cheap speeding tickets. It's different to drive on the left. I got to tell you guys this with right-hand drive. I've driven a right-hand vehicle once in my life prior to today, and that was when I worked at the Review, and one day I got to drive the little right-hand drive Jeep that they had. So this really takes a lot of my attention. I'm not really talking with the guys too much, but we're on a straight part of the road here, so I figured I could film. There's no power port in this seat from Spain. It's a seat car. So it's like, well, what the hell? I wanted to put my dash cam up and that isn't going to happen on this part of the trip. So we'll check in at the Wales border. Well, we're at the border of England and Wales on a motorway that I'm not sure what the number is. I think it's 550, but I'm not positive. At least in England, it changes numbers in Wales. In fact, we're in England right now, back in England, and here's our Welcome to Wales sign. George found this on Google, Google Earth, and oops, sorry. So you see we're parked in this little drive right here. The grass is sure green. It rains all the time up here. Oh, the shower head. My God, I let that water run while I shaved my head. And it was so good. And none of this flow restriction nonsense that we put up with in California. It just flowed. It was awesome. I had me a nice hot long shower this morning. And we're done. So we're going to head into Wales and look around some. See ya. Our next stop of the day is at Conway Castle, which is in Wales, in Conway, Wales. This is extremely historic. Isn't it the oldest surviving castle in Wales? Well, it's old. So here you go, we're here. Here's a little scenic panorama of Conway. We're standing in the castle, or outside the castle. Right below us is the roadway that we came in on. I'm still getting used to just driving on the left stuff, but I haven't hit nobody yet. The close-in work, like parking in the parking spots, I still got to get used to. It's I'm on the wrong side of the car, and well, you might know how it is. So here you go. Here's another panoramic shot of Conway and the other side of the castle that we're standing on. Conway used to be a walled town, and you can see some of the old wall right here in front of you. You see our seat automobile parked. It rides up and down the curb pretty good. I've hit a couple of them, not hard, but just had the bulldog a couple times too. So there you have it. Even though I'm in unfamiliar roads and the wrong side of the street, the bulldogging won't stop. Bulldog! And our next shot finds us in the castle itself. Cost us almost £8 a piece to come in here, so we're gonna get our money's worth. Yeah. And here's a little thing about how the castle and the walls were built in just 4 years. At the time it was built, it was the cutting edge of weapon technology. It even had its own well, so it could outlast sieges. And there you have it. It's an excellent view from the wall of the castle. You can see that you can see some more of the wall that surrounded the old town here, because this used to be a walled medieval city. And you can see from up here that the tide is out. You can see all the sand and sandbars. So we're at the castle. Whew, it's a little muggy today still, but the breeze is nice. So there you have it. And here's a good view of the 3 bridges over the water. You see the current highway bridge being worked on to the left. Damn it. There's a pedestrian bridge in the middle here with the castle motif, and then the 2-track railroad bridge that is covered like a snow shed, though it doesn't really snow here. And then the river. I don't know what the river is, and it's not like I can pronounce it anyway. I don't speak Welsh, and jeez. Anyway, we'll press on to see what else is here. Our next stop finds us at the top of the Great Orme, which is on the coast in Wales. not far from Conway. So we paid our £3 toll and drove to the top on a very dangerous and narrow 1 to 1.5 lane road with cross traffic. So I can't see driving a standard American car anywhere in these places. The lanes are so narrow. I think they're 10-foot lanes, maybe. And now, after we see a picture of my traveling family, we are looking at the Irish Sea. That separates Ireland and Wales and Scotland and England. It said on a clear day you could see the Isle of Man, but we're not going to be able to today because of the haze and the fog. So here's our 360 of the Great Orme. Here's our view of the other from the top of the Great Orme on the other side. I think we're looking east here. Can't see too much because it's hazy. And we're just about done for the day.